Hi guys, my name is Adnan Hasbi and I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Rambling of an Analyst. Today's episode, we're going to talk a little bit about how to invest for a beginner. I think one of the reasons why I'm doing this particular episode is that I got a couple of questions from the subs in this channel on what asset class should one focus in, especially if they just started investing. Firstly, we're going to look at some of the asset classes which are offered in the market today and what one should choose. I know it's a very daunting process. I know there's just so many things, so much of information, so much of words we never heard of. I know it could be a scary process. And yeah, even today, when I read some of the words, I get lost myself. So I guess what I'm trying to do over here in this episode is explain bit by bit on what these asset classes are and whether you should invest in it. Secondly, I'm going to make a couple of assumptions. The first assumptions which I'm going to make is that as a beginner, we may not have that much of knowledge. In fact, when I first started, I started quite horribly. I listened to a lot of my uncles and like I said, I kind of invested in stocks where I kind of like how the ticker symbol sounds or how the logo looks like. I suggest that none of you guys do any of what I used to do back in the day. So back to the assumption. The first assumption is I'm assuming that as a beginner, not many of us have that much of information or knowledge. The second assumption which I'm going to make is that not many of us have that much of capital to burn. So I'm not going to suggest strategies which are going to take tens of thousands of ringgit. Rather, some of these strategies can also be about 100 ringgit. So before we talk about all of these different types of asset classes available in the Malaysian market, I'm going to give you guys just a very important guideline or important guiding principle, which is as a level 1 investor, we want to have asset classes that will give us maximum hand holding. So over here, I'm going to look at asset classes that's going to give us maximum hand holding and also maximum returns. So let's start. The first asset class available in Malaysia right now today is the Robo Advisory platforms. And if you look at my previous episodes, some Robo Advisories can give relatively good returns and it will be in the region of the teens if we invest our money in the Robo Advisory platform. The asset classes used by the Robo Advisory right now are mostly equity. The second asset class which is available in Malaysia today are the peer-to-peer lending. Over here, most of the asset classes which they are invested in are loans or are bonds. So the general rule over here is loans or bonds tend to give less returns when compared to equity. But that's just a general rule. The third asset class would be unit trust. The difference between unit trust and robo advisory is unit trust would have an actual person investing your funds, and you will also have analysts helping the fund manager with regards to investing the fund. So basically, in many words, what I'm trying to say over here is unit trust may be a little bit more expensive when compared to robo advisory. The fourth alternative is the Amanah Saham unit trust. Over here, we can either choose the Bumiputra portion or the non-Bumiputra portion. Before I continue, I just want to say that with regards to the Amanah Saham Bumiputra, the dividends given by Amanah Saham Bumiputra has been dropping on a year-on-year basis, and today is about 5.5% as of 2019. Okay guys, full disclosure, I should have made a table. That way it's much more clearer. So to conclude, I guess, with regards to robo-advisory, peer-to-peer, ASB and unit trust, the hand-holding is relatively high in all of this. And the reason being that the robo-advisory, we will have a software to help invest our money. And with regards to unit trust, we have a fund manager to help invest our money. And also with regards to ASB. With regards to peer-to-peer lending, there are certain platforms which will do automatic investments for us. But having said that, with regards to stock, in terms of hand-holding, is relatively low. The next thing that we may want to look at is the returns. Over here, I did a couple of episodes with regards to robo-advisory and looking at their returns, which tend to be in the teens. Peer-to-peer would be about 10 to 11%. ASB, as I mentioned to you, 5.5. With regards to unit trusts, I looked at the best performing unit trusts, and the top performing unit trust for Malaysia this year gave about 77% on a 6 months basis. It looks pretty attractive. And with regards to stock, that will depend on our scale. Full disclosure, I know that in terms of returns, this is not the most comprehensive, and I can dare say that some of the returns I wrote here is not the most accurate, given that I'm a one-man YouTube channel. So I just wanted to show you guys a general ballpark figure for all of this asset class. That's the first thing I want to say. The second thing I want to say is the returns that we get today may not be equals to the returns that we get from 1 year from today, maybe 2 years from today, or maybe 10 years from today. The returns may vary based on the skill of the software or the skill of the fund manager. It will definitely change from time to time. So what unit trust may give us today may be a bit lower in the future. We just never know. Okay, so to end this episode, I just wanted to show you guys what I'm currently investing in. That way, the information that I'm giving you is transparent, is recent, and I just wanted to share with you guys so that you guys can actually take some strategies or take some lessons from what I'm doing right now. So amongst the stocks which I've invested in since the last episode are as follows. And we can see that I've invested in a couple of new stocks. Over here, what I want to highlight, Top Glove, we can see that it is at 20 cents. It's not a typo. Rather, this is an option for the mother share, which I bought for 20 cents, and today is about 28.5. So the returns is about 40%. But the main point which I want to highlight over here is this is a warrant, or this is an option, and it is a very, 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 very dangerous asset class. I've been buying options and warrants for the past maybe 5-10 years, and 9 out of 10 I lost my money in this asset class. Just want to just kind of put it out there so that you guys know what you guys are dealing with. So these are my strategies right now, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. With that, take care.